Hello everyone! So today we are going to try something really new and it's going to involve a lot of props. Now I realize that many of you may not have a lot of prop options at your home, but you can modify, be creative with the things that you have at your house, and you can set up your space to do each of these individual poses at some time or another. It doesn't have to all be done at one time as I'm doing today. I'm just showing other options for a way to have a more restful practice when sometimes you just may not have so much energy to do your yoga practice. Sometimes we forget to allow the body to rest, and that yoga is about rest. And when you place yourself in a supported pose with your props, you still receive the benefits of that pose in a restful way rather than an active way that we're always used to doing. We're always used to being active. So sometimes the body just seeks that quiet, restful state, which is what my body is asking for today. So I'm going to show you some options. If you have a yoga blanket or any blanket that you can just kind of fold in a myriad of ways for that level of thickness or not thickness, if you have bolsters or some of those heavy pillows, and of course your blocks, right? And anything can represent a block. It can be a stack of books, right? Whatever. We may not even use the blocks today, and you will see. So I just want you to be open to trying out some new things. I will show you one active pose in a restful way, and it's funny. I really want you to just feel how that feels to not be standing up but doing that pose. So maybe you've never thought about this in that way. So I'm excited to share these with you. So I just want to start out taking a moment. I'm sure you're already in your easy seat, ready to go, but let's take a moment now. Just close your eyes. Deepen the breath. And allow your body to settle right into this nicely relaxed, lifted position. And noticing the quality of your breath. Without trying to change the breath in any way, just breathing now. Checking in with all the sensations of your body. Letting all those thoughts from your mind just fade away. Noticing how your body feels as we bring ourselves to the mat today. to invite a shared intention of being present and open to the newness of the space and of what you'll be shown today. And letting the body experience that with a presence and a wakefulness, with a receptive spirit. So as you inhale again, just gently open your pelvis up right into our cow, just lifting the pelvis forward, drawing the collarbones forward, the shoulder blades dropping down the back, chin rising towards the sky. And as you exhale, rounding out, letting that pelvis drop backwards, belly engaging, shoulder blades flaring out, chin drawing to chest. Inhaling right back up, just beginning to move the spine, opening the hips. And on this next exhale, as you go to exhale, just lean forward. If you'd like to work this forward lean into your movement here or not, you can stay with just cat and cow. Okay. Letting your body determine your movements. Now just a few more breaths here. If you'd like, change your legs in front. If not, stay as you are. Just a couple more breaths here. And then on this last exhale that you take, just round forward. Okay. Breathing now into the back of the body. Staying present to all the sensations that you're feeling. And as you inhale again, use your hands to gently push back up. And then as you exhale, just those little circles here. Just getting all sides of the hips warmed and taking the spine in multiple directions. Coming back up through center and changing your direction. Coming back up through center, lifting nice and tall, settling the shoulder blades down the back, drawing the belly in. We're going to do that same circle with our head, okay? So as you inhale, let's start out with the chin drawn to the chest. And as you inhale, we're just going to gently rotate the head to the right and the back, being mindful of what you're feeling. So we're not just flopping the head around, you're slowly stretching out these muscles. And then as you exhale, we're going to continue that circle over to the left and then back to the front. Staying with the breath, inhaling nice and slow to the right. And as you exhale, letting the head continue its journey over to the left and back to center. Just a couple more times this direction. Feeling out all that neck space. And now as you inhale again, take that circle over to the left. Notice if you're hunching up those shoulders as the neck approaches the sides. How relaxed your body is around your neck. Most of us hold so much tension up through these neck muscles. Last circle here. Okay. Roll out the shoulders a few times. You can make your circle as large as you want it, as slow as you want it. You can do it fast if that seems appropriate for your body to warm up those muscles. As a restorative practice, we tend to slow things way down. And then let's bring that circle forward. This is a great practice for when you're feeling really stressed or really your body feels really tense and worked up. Really need to calm down, and even before bedtime, just a way to let the body relax versus like in a watching TV, reading a book. Sometimes those things really activate the brain and get the brain going, whereas a restorative pose is enough to calm the body and encourage that parasympathetic nervous system to calm the body down and enable you possibly to have a much better sleep. So let's start out with the first restorative. I'm going to turn a little bit sideways and hopefully that will be a little better for the camera. Okay, we're just going to lengthen out those legs into a little bit of a straddle. Okay? And if you have bolsters or a stack of pillows or a stack of books with a blanket on top, okay, just to make it a little soft. We are just going to lift up nice and tall and hug the belly in towards the spine, just as we would for a forward fold or your wide straddle folds. Okay, and we're just going to hinge forward just till you get a comfortable stretch in the backs of those legs. And then we're going to rest. right on top of your bolsters or your blocks, okay? And resting your forehead right down onto the bolsters. We're just letting the body be fully supported here and breathing into that stretch. Now, even as we're here, you want to focus on all those alignment points of our active poses. So you notice if your back is rounding out and your shoulders are lifting up, or if you can stay nice and lifted in your spine and your torso, and just resting, breathing. And we're going to take a good couple of minutes in each pose and just breathe. And just one more full breath here. And then place your hands down by your hips or in front of your legs, and use the arms to push up and out as you've been in an extended position, and we don't want to wrench any of those back muscles. We'll move our props a little bit here, and we're just going to let the spine move again in your seated cat and cow if you'd like, or you can even come up to all fours so we can have a little more movement here. Okay, just a few breaths through these cat and cows, releasing the spine. And let's go ahead and add your child's pose. Just begin to sink your bottom down. Okay. But keep moving through your cat and your cow and child's pose. Just a couple more breaths. And then I'm going to show you a restorative pose for child's pose. Okay? So you can take one of these bolsters, and it can also be adapted to the level of height that you need. You want to open the knees wide enough that the bolster can kind of come through the knees just a little bit, okay? And sometimes you can even use a blanket to prop up if you need just a hair more height. Okay? I'm going to use the blanket behind the knees today so that I can sit a little more restfully for a longer period of time as I'm laying down in this child's pose. Okay? So you're just hinging back as if you would right into your child's pose and resting on top of your bolster. And you may have to pull the bolster in just a little bit more. And if you wear glasses as I do, you can take them off. And we're just gonna lay this way, letting your body be totally supported by this bolster. And you can let the arms rest right by the hips so everything flares out and is resting. And you're just closing your eyes and breathing here for a few breaths. But we're gonna stay about a minute on each side. So each side, I mean the position of your head here. You wanna rotate your head and just let the neck stretch. You're totally letting go, letting the body relax with each breath that you take. Okay. And drooling is okay, by the way. Just one more breath on this side. And then simply just turn your head to the other side. And you may notice a difference in your neck. If it is not comfortable for you to hold your head on this side, you certainly don't have to. Go with where you're comfortable, but try to let those muscles soften a little bit if your neck is a little bit tight. Just ease your way into that side. But this is to be restful, so
you're allowing yourself to be comfortable in whatever position accommodates the body relatively in the pose. Okay, just another breath here on this side. And then as you inhale, come back to your center. Let those hands come back so they're relatively under the shoulders so you can push up. And let's come up to all fours. Okay, we're going to extend the legs out so we give them a little bit of a release. Okay. Your bolster can stay as it is, or you can move it to the side. Just extend one leg out and push through that heel. Open the leg back up. We're just going to lift and bend and extend a little bit here just to get some circulation through the knee. And down a couple more times on this side. And then push through that heel one more time. And let's change sides. Extend that other leg. Holding for a nice stretch. And then go ahead and lift and bend the leg and lower just a few times. And then coming back, just a few breaths with cat and cow. Also gonna take a moment here, just have some breath work. So while you're here in your cat and cow, come back to neutral. So we're not actually in your cow, we're just neutral hips, neutral spine. Let the belly go. So not holding any contraction to those belly muscles, but not puffing it out. Okay, we're just releasing those muscles so that you can take a nice inhale in here without any constriction. So inhale and let your belly expand. And then as you go to exhale, just gently squeeze the belly to the spine. Open the mouth and let the breath go. Now, you can have your mouth wide open as you exhale. You can purse your lips like that straw breathing if you'd like, or even place your mouth in a position as if you were going to whistle as you breathe out. releasing the belly, not tipping into your cow, just letting that belly expand on the inhale and exhaling, pulling the belly to the spine. Let the breath be full and natural. It's kind of really neat to actually feel your core muscles engage to release your breath. We don't really feel that when you're standing up. The body just breathes on its own. We're just helping it to breathe a little more deeply here by squeezing the belly to the spine. And if you were to practice this more on your own, your body, those core muscles would begin to do this work as you were standing up. And eventually your breath would deepen and elongate all on its own without the body just kind of doing the bare minimum that it needs to for breathing. And in that way, we increase our vitality and our ability to thrive rather than just survive all the time. We enable the body to do a little bit better, even just through the breath. So just a few more. Notice if you're tightening up. You can take a moment to release at any time through cat, through cow, through child's pose. Then come back in. Do a few more breaths, and then I'm going to show you another restful pose. And this will be a twist. Just a couple more breaths. Notice the freedom in your lower back as you're holding this neutral position. Letting the belly go. There's still a little bit of tone to those muscles as you can feel that play between release and squeeze. As they try to say, hey, are you sure you want me to let go? Yeah. All right, so now taking your bolster or stack of pillows, whatever it might be, for a twist, we're going to place our knees basically to, or rather our hip to one side of your bolster, okay? And then from there, from your rib cage up, you're going to turn towards the bolster, and then you're leaning forward, okay? And you will turn your head, take off my glasses again. Okay, turning and releasing right on into your bolster, and then relaxing through your body and just breathing here, a few breaths.
totally support it with your bolster, your pillows, and you can let the body let go. All of the benefits are there, even as we are resting versus sitting up in an active twist. So just about 6 to 8 more breaths on this side, and then we'll change sides. So just one more full deep breath. And then you use your arms to lift up and out of that twist. Okay. And then we're going to push into your hands. And you have to lift up onto your knees. We'll rotate to the other side. So your hips are coming right into contact with the bolster. And then you are just rotating from the rib cage up, right over your bolster. These twists are really good for the body. They just wring out a lot of stress and tension. And they're very nourishing to the spine and the organs. So just a few more breaths here on this side. ready, we'll press down into those hands to lift up and out of the twist. We'll rotate back to center. Come back into all fours just to release the spine with those cat and cows. Even child's pose just a few times through before we switch into one more pose. So this will kind of bring us a little more active here. Okay, so the active pose is going to be Warrior Two, and I will show you. We are going to place our body into Warrior Two, laying down on our backs. So if you lay down flat on your back, let's start with the right leg being the front leg on your mat. So you're basically bending that leg. You're 90 degrees, right? And then the back leg is away, stretched out just a little bit, and your toes rotate inward, right? So we're creating that 45 degrees as if we were standing up. And the arms, of course, are extended right out. Pretty well at shoulder height. I can't see too well at their level here as I'm laying down, but you can feel that opening right through your hips in a very different way than when you're standing. Now, if this is uncomfortable to you, you can straighten the leg a little bit. You can even be straight legs, okay? Bend the leg. You can prop with a block or a pillow, whatever you have, some books, and your head is looking out over that middle finger of your right hand, right? So we're stretching through the neck muscles here as well. And you can have your arms be active and pressing away from each other. Your feet can be active here as well. So you can pretend, so to speak, that you are pressing down into the floor, okay, with your feet. And then you're just sitting and breathing and letting the body release. So notice how that, I imagine it tightened everybody up. I know that it has tightened me up. Just kind of, you're trying to simulate the sensations that you have when you're in that active pose of standing up. So now can you let the body just succumb to those deep full breaths and release your muscles now. So we are opening the body in your Warrior Two, just as we would if we were standing up, but in a completely relaxed way. So closing your eyes and just breathing into this space, this present moment. Just feel your body. And release any grip that you have. And your head can turn any which way that's comfortable to you. couple more breaths on this side. And now, if you would, how would you like to try triangle? Okay. So if you extend the leg out that we've had bent, okay, now triangle is all we are doing, okay, is we have that nice fold towards our leg, right? So be mindful of what your side body is doing here, but you're basically just leaning towards this front leg or your right leg, whichever leg you had bent before for your warrior two. We're leaning towards that leg. Okay, and you play with your body here. Release through, if you're getting quite a bit of crunching through your side body, see if you can back out, extend the spine a little bit, and then take the torso over, okay? With keeping a little bit of space through your side body. Let the shoulders rest down on the floor. Try to keep that back leg, the foot is still rotated inward. So you're getting that inward rotation through the entire leg. Just as if we were standing up with that back leg at 45 degrees. Yeah. Couple more breaths. And even in your triangle, your head can turn in whatever position it's comfortable for. So if the neck muscles need a little stretch, open them away from your triangle. Pull those shoulders down the back. And as you exhale again, shift your torso right back up to center, those warrior two arms. And now we're going to change sides, okay? So you're bending the knee to 90 degrees on the other side. Okay, propping the knee if you need to. The hip doesn't want to be open that much. And then we're rotating that back leg inward, just as you would as if you were standing up. And opening those arms out, shoulder height, and just holding. Deepening the breath, letting the body release into this stance. Just a few more breaths. And as you exhale again, let's release our body to find triangle. So straightening that front leg out. Okay, and lengthening through the torso. And then we're leaning or hinging the torso towards that front leg. In your triangle, opening up through the side. Noticing how much tension is on the side that is leaning towards the leg, and if you can keep that nice extension through the torso, side body. And letting the head go in whatever direction it's comfortable. Sometimes the neck muscles need a little bit of a release too. Staying present a little bit longer, releasing the body with each exhale. Just another full breath here. And then as you exhale again, release your arms up. Bring that torso right back. You can just scoot along the floor, arms overhead. Let your legs come back, and then we're gonna hug the knees right into the chest here. And a little rocking or circles. And for Shavasana today, because we've had a more restful practice, I'm gonna have you come back up to that seated position. So take your time here as you roll over to one side to just stay here for a few breaths. And you're really gauging your body, how it's feeling. Staying present to all those sensations. And when you feel ready, come on up to that seated position. And whatever that may mean for you, it could mean that you come back into that wide straddle with your bolsters and you're leaning forward, okay? Or bringing the legs into your easy seat. Coming back to lengthening up the spine, drawing the belly in, closing the eyes, and breathing into this new space once again. And noticing how the body feels after a restorative practice.
And just a few more breaths here. Being fully present to the sensations of your breath. Letting the body stay completely relaxed. And bringing your hands to your heart. Namaste.